your Mathi. Welcome to Bring Divine Mind channel. Thank you so much for supporting me. In this world, everyone are having equal time. Say for example, for Bill Gates, also 24 hours, and also for a poor man also it is 24 hours, right? So everyone is having the same 24 hours. But Bill Gates is earning that much, but the man who is poor is not at all earning anything. What's the difference? Because the difference lies in the managing the time. Okay, so how effectively he is managing the time, most of the difference lies in that. Now actually we shouldn't tell it as a time management, it is actually managing ourselves. Okay, so we are having lot of work and in a day-to-day schedule. Okay, so what you are doing is we have to schedule a task accordingly, that for which task I should give highest priority. So in order to analyze that, I am going to give you a technique which is nothing but Eisenhower matrix. Okay, so according to him, what he is doing is he just wanted us to analyze our task and prioritize our task according to his classification. He has given 4 classifications. The first thing is very important and very urgent. Okay, some job will be very important and it is also very urgent. I'll give you an example. Say if a patient is there and he is having a brain tumor, but it is in initial stage. When he is diagnosed with the doctor says that you have to remove this tumor immediately, otherwise what happens is it may lead to some serious effect if you leave it as such. He is saying like that. So now for that particular patient the situation is very critical, so he needs to do operation immediately. So it is very important and very urgent. Okay, so I'll give you one more example also for this. Your boss is there and he is saying that you have to complete a particular job before evening. Okay, so he is giving a deadline for you. If you are not completing that particular job, then you will be terminated. So what happens? You will be very stressed and you will be doing that job. So this particular job is very important for you and it is very urgent. You have to complete it before 5 o'clock. So this is the first category. Okay, and the second category is it is important but not urgent. I'll give you an example for this. This particular job is important for you but it is not urgent. You don't want to do it now. But the first case you have to do it, no other go. But this case you can plan that when to do it. So this is the second case. It is important but not urgent. Let me give you an example. We can take students as a nice example. They know very well that studies are very important, but they will not learn immediately. They will learn only during their exams. Okay, so it is important but it is not urgent for them now. They will do it only during the exam time. So this is one example. And another example is, see, you are promising your wife that you are going to take her to the temple around 10 a.m. today. What happens is suddenly you got an important job in your office. So what you are doing is you are just making a call to your wife and telling that we'll go in the evening. Okay, so taking your wife to the temple is important but it is not urgent. If you are not going in the morning, you can go in the evening, no props. So that is another example. And the third case is it is urgent but not important. Okay, say for example you are having 2 or 3 meetings at a time, but you want the information which is conveyed in all the meetings. What you can do is you can ask your PA or some other person to attend the meeting and to gather the information. Okay, so that you can do it. That is, you can delegate your work to someone else. It is urgent, it is necessary to go there, but it is not necessary that only you should go. Gathering the information is sufficient. So that is the case. It is urgent but not important. You can delegate someone else. I will give you another example for this. Say you want to pick up your son around 4 p.m. in the evening. Okay, so it is not necessary that only you have to go and pick him. You can send your driver or you can send your wife to go and pick him. Okay, but it is very urgent. You have to pick him around 4 o'clock only. You shouldn't go beyond that time. Okay, so it is very urgent but not important. So for this kind of job you can delegate it. But for the first type, no, very urgent and very important, only you should do it and do it immediately. For the second case, no, it is important but not urgent. That you have to plan that when you are going to do it. And the third case, no, you can delegate the job because it is urgent but not important. So you can delegate it. That is, instead of you, someone can do the job. And the fourth category is not important and not urgent. So these are some of the work which we are doing often. We are just wasting most of our lifetime in doing such a kind of jobs. Can you guess what it is? Yes, using the mobile phone, watching TV and watching unnecessary programs. So these are the things. So you have to eliminate this. Okay. So these are the four categories. With the help of this one, you can categorize your work. What you have to do is you just take a notebook and you write that what are the job you want to do it, and you categorize that which is the first category, which is the second category, which is the third one, and which is the fourth one, and you decide accordingly and you do the jobs. Once you are completing the job, you just put a tick mark so that you will get a satisfaction that I have completed this much of job. And the one more thing is very important, that I have told you the four categories. Out of that four categories, you should not go to the first category always. You have to complete every job in the second category itself, because the second category is important but not urgent. If you keep on practicing doing the second category works, that is, the job is important but not urgent now. If you finish it now and then, means the first category will not be there at all. It is important and urgent. Because during the first category, when a job is very important and very urgent, what happens is you will become stressed like anything. You will be doing that work with tension because your boss is giving you a deadline. If you are not completing within the deadline, you may not be in the job. Okay. So what I am saying is, you finish everything in the second category itself. You don't let it to go to the first category. Okay. So if you are having it now, no problem, but hereafter I am saying, whatever jobs which is very important and not urgent, you start doing it, so that there is no need to go to the first category which is very important and urgent. Okay. Because if you have done the work which is important and not urgent, means why your boss is going to tell like that? The particular job is given to you already. Why are you doing it in the last minute? Okay. So out of four, which is most important is the second one is very important. That is important and not urgent. Of course, number one is important. That is important, and urgent is important only. After completing such task, you don't keep the pending works until it reaches the first category. Okay, you complete everything in the second category itself. That is important but not urgent. If you complete everything in the second category itself, there is no need to go for the first category. So that is very, very important. And the fourth category is not at all necessary. Okay, if you want, you can spare some time for Facebook and WhatsApp for half an hour. Maximum limit is 1 hour per day. Don't go beyond that. Okay, so use your time productively. So concentrate more on the second category, that is important but not urgent. If you do that perfectly, then you will be leading a successful life. Surely you will also become a Bill Gates one day. Okay. Thank you so much for your patience listening.